Shalom. Kala Imlaya Hawa. Basham Yahushai Basham. Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety unto the Lord's elect. Scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this word in humility and sincerity as commanded by Yahweh Basham Yahushai. You're looking at these images of a pestilence that's affecting these animals here in America, Babylon the Great. And actually, there was one of the plagues of Egypt was a disease, a cow disease on the cattle in ancient Egypt. And the Lord said that he would bring plagues on Egypt as before. I'll get that. They're calling it a mutant virus. These deers, these squirrels, groundhogs, they got these warts, these horns, these different growths, rabbits, Frankenstein rabbit. It says a mutant deer with horrifying flesh bubbles spotted in multiple U.S. states as fears of an outbreak gripped the nation. Deers across the U.S. have been spotted with tumor-like growths hanging off their bodies, joining rabbits and squirrels as animals showing signs of widespread disease. From the Northeast to the Pacific Northwest, the pictures on social media continue to document cases of strange bubbles growing all over the local deer, from their face to their legs. Over the last 2 months, people have been photographing deformed deer in New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Wildlife officials have already identified the condition as deer cutaneous fibroma, better known as deer warts. The condition is due to a V transmitted between deer in all parts of the U.S., and experts warn that it's spreading this summer. The virus mainly spreads through disease-carrying insects like mosquitoes and ticks, which pass on the blood of infected deer to healthy animals nearby. Since these potentially deadly pests breed and multiply in warmer weather, Americans should expect to see more cases of the condition wherever deer may live. So that's one article. And this is when it's from thesun.co.uk. 28 days later, terrifying plague of zombie squirrels erupt as critters covered in oozing pus-filled sores are swarming gardens. Homeowners have spotted these disfigured rodents in their backyard. Squirrels may look cute, but their big bushy tails on a good day. But these ones have been seen covered in ghastly pus-filled tumors. These squirrels have been seen with covered with ghastly pus-filled tumors. Pictures show them absolutely coated in these unsightly growths around their heads and limbs. Sightings of the diseased squirrels date as far back as 2023 in May. These grotesque sores make the animals look like something out of a zombie apocalypse. Pictures show them absolutely coated in these unsightly growths around their heads and limbs. Homeowners in the U.S. and Canada have spotted their disfigured rodents, leading to panic speculations as to what's wrong with them. Sightings of the diseased squirrels date back as 2023. It says, while the descriptor of the zombie squirrel has taken offline, wildlife experts think there's specific conditions they have. Squirrel fibromatosis has been identified as the likely culprit, a skin condition that is caused by lepropox virus. It spreads through direct contact between healthy squirrels and the lesions or saliva on those that are infected. So these are two separate pestilences that's spreading between the deers, the squirrels, and the various different rodents here in America, which in the scriptures is Mystery Babylon the Great, but prophetically America is also known as the second Egypt, because this is the place where the Israelites were in slavery, just like the Israelites were in slavery in ancient Egypt. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you were in slavery in this modern day Egypt. This is 2nd Ezra 15 verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right, so the Lord is bringing the different plagues that was in ancient Egypt. He's bringing them again. And it says in verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So one of the plagues of ancient Egypt was, like I said, you had a moraine. Let me see if I can spell that right. Moraine. It's Exodus. Exodus chapter 9 verse 3. It says, behold, the hand of Yahweh is upon thy cattle which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is of the children of Israel. Now, let me go to this word murrain in the Hebrew. The word is dabar. It says
Strong's H 1698. Dever.
It says pestilence, plague, murrain, cattle plague. Okay? The Lord said that there will be pestilences before his coming, before the second coming of whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Real name is Yahweh Shai. The Lord said that there will be much pestilences in the earth. Because remember, the Lord Yahweh Shai's disciples, they asked him, what shall be the clues of your coming? And this is what he told them. Matthew the 24th chapter. Matthew 24 and 6. It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach. I'm going to start at 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Let's go to this word sign, because this is a sign that America is going down, but also that Yahweh Shai is on his way. The Lord is plaguing this nation with pestilences, not only pestilences that affects people, but pestilences that affects the animals. The word sign is Samayan.
Strong's G 4592. Semayan.
It says a sign, a mark, a token, that by which a person or thing is distinguished from others. It says a sign, a prodigy, a portent, i.e. an unusual occurrence. You see? An unusual occurrence, transcending the common course of nature. This would fall under the unusual occurrence. Okay? In the form of a pestilence. Zombie squirrels. It says, verse 4, and the word world there is the end of the world. The whole world is not going to explode, okay? The end of the world is talking about the end of this man's age, the end of the Roman age, the so-called white man's age. The word is eon.
Strong's G 165. Ion. Ion.
Ion, eon. It says forever and unbroken age, perpetuity of time, period of time, age. So when shall be the end of this man's age, the rulership of the so-called white man? This is what Yahweh Shah said, and Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. See that? So let's go to the word pestilences. The word is limos.
Strong's G 3061. Loimas. Loimas.
Pestilence, a pestilent fellow, plague, literally the disease. Okay? So this is a sign that the Lord Yahweh Shah is on his way, man. Just wanted to do a video on that. Let's see, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse Second Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Man, this is a plague. This is a plague. So, just keep your eyes open, man. This thing could jump on people. You can start seeing people with these type of tumors and growths all over their body. Who knows what Yahweh Shem Yahushua has in store for this wicked place, man. But the Lord is systematically bringing this place down. And he's fulfilling the prophecies in doing it. So, Lord, this is edifying. Call me Asherallah. Shalom.